Greetings and welcome to your magical message. So, this week we're going to be doing a collective read, and this one feels like it's going to be, it's going to hit on some things that are more world, they're going to be more worldwide. Things that you're going to be seeing on probably on the news, social media, just spaces around you where other people will be able to share what's happening with them. So you're gonna see this message on a grander scale than just more immediate, your friends, your family, work, that kind of thing. Okay, so the overall energy for this week is a King of Spade. Now, this King of Spade carries the God energy. And over the last probably 3 to 4 weeks, we have been having a lot of conversation around what it is that you're creating, mastering, or getting better at grounding yourself, in the ways that you can ground yourself and your energies, being able to communicate more effectively, and allowing yourself to move in faith, even if what you're seeing around you does not match what you think it should be, or what it should be based off of, or what it will be, I should say, versus should be, based off of what it is that you've put in. So now we are sitting at this week with this God energy being the overall feel of this week. Now, this is intense, right? So, regardless to where you are on the track, what side of this, whether it's the light or the shadow side, this is going to be a major, major week. So, make sure that you all are really paying attention to the messages that you get, this message in particular. Okay. So, this week, we're going to be experiencing the divine feminine energy. And it feels like she is truly the one that is wielding this King of Spades frequency. And it is her that is kind of blessing us with everything that's happening this week. It's like she has kind of stepped in and Mama's taken over. So we're going to start off the beginning of this week with a Jack of Diamond. The Jack of Diamond, right, is like the prince to the king. So he hasn't stepped into that king position yet. And I know I pulled some playing cards before and read them, and I talked about that Jack. I don't know if it was the Jack of Diamonds specifically, but the Jacks just being the prince to that king. And they can be very charismatic. They can be very charming. This Jack in particular can be very political, can be the investor. But he is the money man. He's young, he's vivacious, he is, how would you say it? He is, he kind of reminds me of a Leo. If you think of that energy, that and the Leo kind of, they know they're it. They look good, they feel good, they're charming, they know how to kind of work their way in, and they can end up in spaces and people don't even realize who it is that they've let in the door. So this Jack comes in with opportunity, right? But this Jack in the beginning of this week in particular is also bringing the message of judgment, right? What have you done with the opportunities and the spaces that you found yourself in? Because they will be a direct link as to the opportunities and the things that begin to manifest for you moving forward. Now, when we're talking about the divine feminine being the frequency or the energy that is leading this week, we are looking at this Jack of Diamonds as a kind of that reminder and value. It feels like that is what she's really, really wanting us to look at. Because when we look at the diamonds, they can talk about money, and they do, and it is about money, but it's also about value. And sometimes it is the value that you place around money. Sometimes it is the value that you place around yourself when you have it or when you don't. And the weight that it carries in your life. And so it feels like she's asking us, not just financially, but in terms of our value, we need to be ready to see and to experience, right, the truth that is going to be unfolding this week around what our true values have been, what it is that we have truly given our energy to. Where has your attention gone, right? Where is it that you have committed yourself, whether consciously or not, to growing whatever it is that you're focused on, right? So you can look at that, if it's something that has a more undesired effect, right? But that's where your focus has been. If you're focused on a lack of money, a lack of opportunity, a lack of love, a lack of connection, a lack of communication, if you're focused on those areas, then understand that when opportunities have presented themselves to you, it's not even that sometimes we completely miss those opportunities. It's just that we carry lack into those opportunities. And so there's nothing to fuel thriving energy within that opportunity, and it dies out. Okay, so what is it that you have done when you've gotten your opportunities? When you come into these doors, do you really realize where it is that you are? Do you really realize how effortless in a way that you just kind of walked through and you found yourself in a position to really alter some things in your life or within yourself? And if you didn't take the time to be in a space of gratitude around those things, if you haven't lost them, you're about to. Those things are coming up for you because when we're given things, especially things that we have spent time and energy into wanting and manifesting, and we do not then take that same energy, that same powerful frequency, and pour gratitude into them, they cannot continue to thrive. So understand that in relationships, right, if you have not honored and been grateful and been fully present with the reality and the truth of that relationship will fade, right? Because you are not feeding it anything. We're not in a time or in a stage where you're just going to be able to be some space and it's just going to be what it is. You actually have to put in the work. And you've always had to put in the work. Right. It's just that sometimes it's not immediate, in terms of the consequences. Sometimes consequences don't come until later, and then you see, and you can take these opportunities, like, for instance, the opportunities coming this week, to do better if you're not satisfied with what it is that manifests during this period. So, in addition to relationships, work, I would say anything in your life. If you have not been, or if it is not in a position where it is supporting, where it is aware, where you are present with that thing, where you are pouring your energy into it and consciously working to create a thriving frequency within it, it's going to be gone. And sometimes, for some of these things, it's going to be good because there are things that need to go. There are things that, cycles that need to end. And, so either way, this is going to be divine. But you're going to see very clearly where it is that your energy has been based off of what comes and what goes throughout this week. And so you'll know exactly what you need to do moving forward. Okay. All right, so then we're looking at the middle of the week now, and we have an Ace of Hearts. And this Ace of Hearts brings in new relationships, new life. This could be new babies. So, we could be looking at some new pregnancies with this feminine energy being on the rise anyway. Be on the lookout for some more, some pregnancy announcements, even adoption announcements. You could also be, and the Ace of Hearts does not really necessarily talk about communication and messages in this way, but I just got the feeling that you may be having some messages, some new information, some very important information coming through children, through your children or children that you are around or children that you happen to see somewhere, right? But there are going to be messages coming from children this week, so just pay attention to that. In addition to, with this Ace of Hearts, this new frequency, this new energy, relationships, contracts that are coming in, they are going to be reflections of the values, that you have had. So you're going to have new contracts, new opportunities coming up, very specifically around relationships, though, and the way that you relate, right? Which we can also talk about perspectives. We're talking about how we relate, and there being a newness coming, which means that there has been shifting that has been taking place. So, what you're getting ready to see is the manifestation in that full circle action that takes place when you have worked on something. You're getting the full picture, you're getting your lessons, you're doing your thing, and then bam, you got it, right? And it manifests, whatever, however it is that looks. So, and there are crows outside right now. So just adding that energy in, just sharing that frequency of change. But this very solid, very, like, the change that's happening this week is very absolute, right? So you can mark this week as a very, very, very pivotal week. If I were you all, I would be taking notes throughout the week, different things that you notice, different messages you get, different things that have taken place, because we're going to be coming back to this moment towards the end of the year. And as we move through next year, this period, this week right here is going to be a game changer. Okay. So during the middle of the week, new relationships, new opportunities to contract within relationships and your way of relating, especially around your perception, what it is that you see and what it is that you are deciding to move forward with, right? It's giving you the opportunity. I feel a freshness here. So for some of us, right, we're going to have the opportunity to start anew, because in all of the things that we have valued, they have all come to a conclusion that says, okay, hey, it's now time for us to make a change. It's time for us to make a shift. It's time for us to bring in some new energy. Okay, sorry about that. My daughter was waking up. Okay, so yeah, but this week we are looking at or the end of this week we're looking at the magic. We're looking at how that magic opens up miraculous opportunities and events in our lives. And these things, again, are a direct reflection of who we've been, what we've been, and how we've been. And so you pretty much can tell how this week is going to go when you are tuned into the truth of who you've been, right? If you know that you've done what you need to do, even if you're like, oh, I'm not sure, I think I did. Did I cross all my T's and dot my I's? If you are asking those kind of questions, right? Or even if you feel pretty solid, right? You pretty much know that you're in for some really cool, really amazing, really rewarding things because this queen, she comes with great rewards, right? And this, again, that's part of that magic, that God frequency, that God energy that says that anything is possible if you are willing to believe. If you're willing to believe, then you're willing to place your value in the spaces that allow for that belief to exist, which means that that is where you are headed, right? But if you get into a space where you are very limited mentally, emotionally, or spiritually in terms of what it is that you believe can happen or will happen or even is happening, right? If what you believe is happening right now in your life is horrible, right? It's just the suckiest place you could ever be. Understand that this week you will see more powerful evidence of that being where you're going to be for a while, because you've been being asked, with all of the shifts and changes taking place, to shift and change and to flow along with this new energy that is coming into the world. So in addition to that, you're also going to be seeing a lot of women and in particular indigenous women who are rising to new positions. They're celebrating different achievements, but there's going to be news and information that comes out about them from around the world. And it could also be them finally, it could be like some major like legal thing or something, but just think about major ways, right, that women around the world can make an impact, and an impact that is life changing for people, large groups, large amounts of people, right? Again, it's that God energy. So think about that kind of monumental change and that kind of monumental impact that's taking place. You're going to be seeing this all over the world. So this is not just here. You're going to be seeing countries and major companies and corporations all falling into this space of karma this week. So businesses are going to be shutting down, people are going to be losing their jobs, major things are going to be taking place. Now, again, I point those examples out, but they're not all negative. But those are going to be some of the things that you begin to see take place. And everything is being cleared out so that everything can move forward in alignment and in accordance with the divine plan. So, again, we know, if we are being honest with ourselves, who it is that we have been, how it is that we've been, and what it is that we've been. And so be honest with yourself as we begin this week, and be willing to take a full and complete responsibility, regardless of what the outcome is, of the outcome of the births that come from all of the energy that you have been putting in, and know that you have worked hard for whatever it is that you have ended up with, whether that be positive or negative. So use this time and use this energy very wisely. Make sure that you are not in a space where you are wanting to blame others, where you are wanting to be the victim, because that's not really the kind of energy she's here for. that Queen of Club is not about that. You gonna stand right, or you gonna move out the way and be moved. And that's kind of the energy of this week. So it is. It's not about games. It's not about play this week. However, even in all of that seriousness, with the magic that she brings, be very childlike in your ability to believe in anything and everything being possible. All right, so you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. If you all find that you resonate with any of the messages from this week, please let me know in the comments below. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow so that you can make sure you get the messages that come through every single week. And if you have any questions or you just need to reach out, my contact information will be down in the description below. Thank you all, and we'll talk again next week. Bye.